7 angels. God sent me 7 angels when I needed them the most. 7 angels when I needed them the most. Are you weary? Are you tired? Are you angry? Keep watching. Today's I am is I am my own unique self. I am my own unique self. You have to embrace who you are, what you are, in order to live a more fulfilled life. I am my own unique self. Let's start this video and we'll talk a little bit more about that. I needed the warm brown, but I picked up the cool brown. I will add the warm brown on top of that because I really needed the warm. I'm brushing it on. I have my base on already. Still in the cool tone brown. Not long ago that came to me. Now I'm going into the warm brown. God gave me 7 angels when I needed them the most in my life. God blessed me. And it's not too long ago I came to realize the angels He had put in my life. I mean, I knew these people came into my life to help me. But I was like struck with that knowledge. And if you have watched my videos, you heard me talk about the angels. God made it so much clearer for me. And it was when I started writing down the names of the people that came across my path when I was homeless, I realized that was not an accident. He had put those people there for a reason because each one helped me to get to the next person. It was like when it was time to leave that house, I didn't hear the people say, "Oh, I don't know who to send you to." They just said, "Oh, I'm going to call this person and this person is going to help you." Just like that. And I have not given it much thought. But I just wanted to let you know, if you're weary, if you're tired, if you're sad, if you're depressed, if you have anxiety, that's why I always say, do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. There is an ending that is super, super cool and unique just for you. I'm using a small brush because now I have the brown on. I'm going to use some black in the outer corners of both eyes. My first angel came in the form of when my dad and his girlfriend then, back in the 80s, early 80s, sent me away to the islands, back to the island of Dominica, because she did not like me, and convinced my loving father, who I've loved all my life, and I still love, that I did not belong. So you know what love do to some people? So they planned it, arranged it. The first day of school back in 1980, either 81 or 82, I got dressed because I had already picked up my schedule from school. It said I was going to have gym first class, so I got dressed for my gym class. And then was told, "You're not going to school, we're going to the airport." I wrote a book on it. It's on Amazon. It's called Struggles of a Teenager. I would be happy if you can buy one and read it. Share it with somebody else because a lot of people suffer in silence. So the first angel was a husband and wife. I'll call them Auntie L. I don't want to say her full name. Who my mom sent me back up to St. Thomas to live with. So that was my first angel. My second angel came in the form of my father's new girlfriend. I came back. Auntie L saved me going to school, back going to school. My dad have a new girlfriend, convinced me to move in with them. So I left Auntie L's house, go back to live with them, go back to live with my dad and his new girlfriend, which was really nice. But then things start falling apart with my dad and his new girlfriend. You know how things go. Honeymoon period is over. So now I have to go live with my dad's girlfriend because she got an apartment. So I have to go live with her because I did not want to stay there anymore. So I did that. As time went by, my dad wanted me back in his house. So he got mad. I was living with my second angel, which I won't call her full name, but I'll call angel number 2C. And he made such a fuss at the place. My third angel, I'll call her Angel M. I'm using the right initials. I am not saying the full name. So when my dad came and asked me to come back, and I'm like, no, but because he was talking so loud, the lady upstairs, the landlord, heard that I was living there. It's a 1-bedroom, and it's like, why is 3 people in a 1-bedroom? It's not supposed to happen, according to that landlord. So I had to find another place to live because the landlord is like, nope, you cannot have 3 people in a 1-bedroom, because Angel C had a daughter, and the daughter was very young, like a baby, 2 years, I think, 2 years. So angel number 3 took me in, and angel number 3 is M. So angel number 2 got me to angel number 3. Come to find out, angel number 3 is one of my cousins I never met. She came from a whole other village in Dominica, a whole different parish. Never met her in my life, first time. So I was with number 3. I wasn't with her very long. And then she was tired. She couldn't take care of me. So angel number 3 got me to angel number 4A, an elderly couple. And they took care of me for a little while. I went to school. Well, if you want to call it school, because it was tough. Trying to get to school, trying to figure out how I'm going to eat, and all that good stuff that comes with struggling. So now angel number 4, which I call Miss A, I'm going into the yellow from Cleonard Cosmetic. I also didn't stay at angel number 4's house too long because they were elderly and they were, they were retiree and they were moving. So I wasn't there for that long at all. So they got me to angel number 5. I don't know how they know angel number 5, but when God is in the works, things fall in place and you don't know. I still don't know how they knew number 5. I knew of number 5 a long time ago because my dad used to hang out in that part of town when I was living with him the first 2 years in St. Thomas. But how they know, I don't know. So I was at number 5, and number 5 signed me up to a boarding school in New York City, upstate New York. And that's how I end up in New York. And that's where I met number 6, angel number 6. I will call her angel number 6E. And I've talked about her on this channel. And we spoke. I think 2023, I found her because I was looking for her for a while. And somebody directed me to her and I found her. And I thank her and, tell her how much I appreciate all the things she did for me when I was 16, 17, up to 18. And she passed in 2024. And that was sad. But I got to talk to her every day for about 1.5 years, and she passed. Young woman in her early 60s. And it's through that school I was able to make friends with angel number 7, which I will call angel number 7A. Keep watching because angel number A made a big impact in my life. My 7th angel A, I met her back in 1984 at the school in New York. We exchanged addresses and phone numbers, not knowing that we would ever meet again. And back in 1990, when I was in Canada and I was about to become homeless again with a 1 and a couple months old child, about maybe 1.5, I reached out. I remembered I had that number. So I called it and I was like, "Are you in Atlanta?" At the time, she wasn't living in Atlanta. We were in school in New York. She gave me an address and a phone number because she said after she was done there, that's where she was heading. When I did call her back in 1990 from Canada, because I'm getting ready to leave my husband, because where we were living, the situation was not nice. It wasn't an abusive relationship. It was that my mother-in-law was just not a nice person. I've been there. I know what that felt like. I'm not going to be there. So I told him I am leaving. So when I called angel number 7A, she said she was no longer in Atlanta, but she is now in Florida. So this is how I ended up in Florida. I caught a train with my 1.5-year-old and I packed up just what I needed, which was just clothes, and took the train from Ottawa, Canada to Florida back in 1990. So this is how I ended up here. So all these things were in the works. I mean, I've had plenty other angels since then, but I'm just telling you the 7th angel who brought me to this point when my life was dark and disturbing, had nowhere to turn to, nobody to talk to. But I talked to everybody. When I look back, I was talking to everybody. And I was constantly praying. I had a little green, and I still have it today. I have a little green New Testament that I always pull out and pray. It is old. And I still have this little green New Testament that I got back at angel number 1, Auntie L. Still have it today. So I am saying this to you, not to discourage you, but to encourage you and let you know that trials, tribulations, they don't last. They don't last. When you're in it, it seems like it's forever. It is never going to go away. But if you stick long enough to see it through and make sure that you keep praying, never ever stop praying, seek help, have somebody in your life who you can call and talk to. At that time, I didn't have anybody, so I just kept praying. And I kept that little green New Testament with me everywhere. I had it all the time. I would go to the pack sit and just read. I don't know what I was reading. I don't understand it, but I just read and pray. So don't stop praying. Don't. Use me as an example. I was rock bottom at a young age, teenager. I could have chosen any path. It could have been very destructive, but I knew I always wanted to help people. I always wanted to advise people, encourage people, just help people. That always been something that just comes right from within me. So I'm glad I didn't give up, because here's YouTube. I sit, I do my makeup, I talk to you. Hopefully I'm encouraging you to not give up on yourself, and then you can help somebody else. But I thank you very, very much, because the 7th angel brought me here to you. God works in miraculous ways. Whichever God you pray to, whichever one you worship, whichever one you call God, just never, ever go too far from the center. And that came to me some day ago while I was on the treadmill walking. It's a when we go from the center, which is our heart right here, the center, our core, when we go too far right or we go too far left, we are too far from God. God is spirit. Remember that. Anytime we go too far, either direction, we are too far from the center. When we're too far from the center, we cannot hear the voice of God. And that was revealed to me 2 days ago while I was walking. So I ask you, anytime you're not hearing from God, whichever one he or she is to you, you're too far from the center. Until I see you and you see me, always remember to stay close to the center. The closer you are to the center, the more you will hear the voice of God. I know that for a long time. And anytime I'm too far away from the center, I realize that something brings me back to the center. Sometimes it takes longer than other times, but it always brings me back. I love you dearly. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for hyping my video. And I will see you very shortly in the next one. This is today's eye look. This is what it turned out to be with the single eyeshadows. My lip combo is NARS. This pencil is called Dragon something. I'll put the name on there. And my Black Radiance, it does not have a name, but it have a number. I will put the number on screen for you. But these are the two shades I use, no lip liner, for this lip combo today. Remember, I tell you I have that little green New Testament. It says Psalms and Proverbs. This is it. In 1982, I was 16. And this New Testament, I received it. I don't remember how and from whom. I don't remember the person name, but the person name is in there. And I don't know who that is. But that person gave it to me when I first arrived at Angel Auntie L. And lo and behold, Angel 7, her daughter picture is on the first portion of the second page of this testament. And then my first son is on the last page. Isn't that something? When you look at it, God makes no mistakes. And that's what I want you to understand. Man make mistakes. Human beings make mistakes. But God makes no mistake. Still have this since 1982. And every now and then I pull it out and I read the Psalms. So just want you to see. When God guides you, He never leaves you. We leave the center and go too far out, and then we don't hear His voice. But He never leaves us. It's until we come back to center we hear His voice. But He's been talking all along.